want to start this next segment with some startling statistics about organ donation. More than 106,000 men, women, and children in the United States are waiting for a life-saving transplant. 17 people in the U.S. die every day waiting for an organ transplant. And every 9 minutes, another name is added to the national transplant waiting list. Now, in Iowa alone, more than 600 people are waiting for one of those life-saving transplants. And here to talk more about how we can all help is Abby Cullett, an organ donation coordinator with the Iowa Donor Network. Abby, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I know we speaking with you before our show began today, you're very passionate about what you do. So we appreciate you coming on the show and talking more with us. So let's start with what is the Iowa Donor Network and the mission that drives the work that you all do.
Yeah, so the Iowa Donor Network is a nonprofit organization. We're certified by the federal government to oversee all tissue and organ donation in the state of Iowa. And our mission is working together to transform lives through the gift of organ and tissue donation.
Okay, so you brought something really beautiful with you here today, which is a quilt. It honors donors. So tell us more about this quilt. It's got photos all over it, and we'll get up on the screen here. You can see it. It's photos of folks. What does all of this represent?
Yeah, so this quilt is really beautiful. This was put together by our staff and volunteers, and it has photos of our donors. And this is just one of the many ways that we honor our donors and remember them, and we know that they are the only reason we are able to do this important work that we do. So we keep their memory at the heart of everything we do.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. Honoring donors is really the focus and the center. So as an organization, how do you walk alongside families when it comes to going through this process?
Yes, so we actually have a dedicated team of family advocates. They're wonderful people, and they are there with the families at the bedside in the hospitals throughout the whole process, supporting them. They do memory making. They can give them handprints or bears with a heartbeat recording. Really, really wonderful, lovely things. And they also continue supporting them for years afterwards. They do candlelight vigils. They do support groups, follow-up phone calls. This year they did a summer camp for the children of our donor families, actually. Helping them process through their grief with people who understand what they've been through.
Exactly, people that know exactly what they're going through, what the feelings that they have. So we want to talk more about the impact, how many lives were saved or improved last year by organ donation or tissue donation.
Yeah, so last year we were able to help over 1,150 donors and families, and our donors were able to save over 380 lives through the gift of organ transplant. And their tissue gifts were also able to improve 2,453 lives.
Wow.
So really amazing things that our donors are doing.
It is. We have those numbers on the screen because truly it's hard to believe, to put those numbers and really wrap your head around that. One that really stuck out to me was the potential impact of just one organ donor.
Yes. That's what, when you look at the numbers on the waiting list, it sounds overwhelming. There's so much need.
Yeah.
But one donor can save as many as 8 lives through organ donation.
That has to mean so much to their family members.
Yes, it's really lovely to see and hear their stories, and how sometimes that's the one thing keeping them going through this horrible, horrible time, is knowing that their loved one is so generous that they are going to save several other lives.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I've heard stories like that in the past. Of course, just being in the news business, they're of interest. When something very tragic happens and you're able to help somebody else out of that tragedy, that can mean so much to a family member. One thing that you provided that I thought was very interesting is the organs that can be donated, because the list may surprise some people. We have one of the graphics on the screen right now, but beyond what I think people would normally think that can be donated, there's a few on there that could be surprising.
Yeah, heart is the big one that everybody thinks about. But our donors are also able to potentially donate their lungs, their liver, their kidneys, their pancreas, and their intestines. And then tissue gifts can be so many other things: corneas, heart valves, skin, bone grafts.
That is, I mean, medical technology and how far we come.
So
it's
amazing.
truly incredible to even know that. There were a few on there that I couldn't believe, but thinking of the improvement to somebody's way of life
Yes, yes.
is truly incredible. So talk about why it's so important for not only people to consider registering as an organ donor, but also having that important conversation with their families.
Oh, it's so important because, you know, when a family is offered the option of organ donation, they're preparing to say goodbye to their loved one. They're overwhelmed, they're stressed. It's this terrible time in their lives. So to be asked to make a big decision like that sometimes is just very difficult.
Yeah.
So if we can come to them and show them the documentation on the registry that, hey, your loved one already made this decision for you. You don't have to worry about doing the right thing or honoring their choice. We know exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
So that can give them so much clarity and peace of mind.
Yeah, and you know, in that time, like as you described, it's probably impossible for a loved one to think about that in those ways. But if you've had the conversation, then they'll know how meaningful it was to you.
Yes, yes, and then they know that they are doing exactly what you would have wanted.
Yeah.
And those families, they're so proud of their loved ones for making that choice.
Yeah. So for folks that are watching you today, they want to take that step or want to learn more, what's the easiest way for somebody to make sure that they're registered as an organ donor?
So the easiest way is through our website, which is iowadonornetwork.org.
Okay.
You can register there if you are an Iowa resident. You can also join the national registry from our website.
Okay.
But Illinois viewers, if you would prefer to go to our sister organization, Gift of Hope, they have the same website, giftofhope.org, and you
Okay.
can register there.
And you can register there as well. Abby, thank you so much for joining us today and just outlining everything in such a nice way. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coming up.